Today on the Autocar Show, we find out if the new Porsche 718 Boxster is as special as its predecessor. Get behind the wheels of the refreshed Audi A3, and Aprilia adds some more oomph to the SR150.
The Porsche Boxster was always a car that had it all. Mid-engine layout, rear-wheel drive, and powered by Porsche's traditional flat-six engines. So why fix what's not spoiled, right? Now that's a very relevant question when we're talking about this. This is the 718 Boxster, and Porsche has made a very radical change in the engine department. Gone are the six-cylinder engines, and in have come four-cylinder turbocharged units. How different is the 718 Boxster, and is it as good? Let's find out. Porsche, in its drive for better efficiency and emissions on the Boxster, has gone down the downsizing path in a big way. Fair enough, but a turbocharged four-cylinder 2.0-litre petrol engine sounds like something that would power an executive sedan, not a Porsche sports car. And India doesn't even get the Boxster S with the relatively larger 2.5-litre engine. We get the Boxster with a 2.0 flat 4. But before you go up in arms, have a look at the numbers. The small new flat 4 makes a strong 300 HP and 380 Nm, figures that compare well with the old 981 Boxster S's 315 HP and 360 Nm. Still, I don't expect the two engines to feel anything alike, and they aren't. First impressions of the new motor aren't positive. Idle is a bit gruff, and the engine sounds mechanical and borderline clattery at low speeds. Now, one of the things of the turbo engine is when you're driving slow, it sounds a bit grumbly. It actually functions quite smoothly. You build up speeds quite well. But when you dig deeper on the throttle, you can tell that power delivery is not as linear as the older cars. There is a step up in power, and you can notice it at certain points, like about 2,500 RPM or so. Power delivery is very different to the old Boxster S's engine. It's the turbo and the thick band of torque available from under 2,000 RPM that makes all the difference. Power doesn't build in a crescendo-like manner as it did in the old car. Rather, there's a hint of turbo lag followed by a strong, sustained thrust from low in the rev range till about 7,500 RPM. For reference, the old car revs to 7,800 RPM. But how does it really feel? The question of this being a four-cylinder car or a six-cylinder car just melts away when you give this car the beans. Because when you floor the throttle, it just picks up with a mad eagerness. And that's not all. On a nice straight road, slow the throttle and it will pull till 7,500 RPM. So I think I can live with this. Porsche's 7-speed dual-clutch PTK gearbox is brilliant as ever. It's super quick in shifts, ultra responsive to manual inputs, and very lenient in how it will let you downshift to the limiter. It lets you be where you want to be in the power band at all times. In terms of flat-out acceleration, this Boxster is actually that little bit faster than the old Boxster S. The 718's 4.9 second 0-200 kph time makes it over half a second quicker than the old 981S to the ton, and it's faster than its predecessor till 200 kph too, if only by a bit. But as close as they are in performance, their soundtracks are also very different. So the way it sounds. Now, a lot has been said about the 718 Boxster and the Cayman. Well, if you're expecting these cars to sound like the six-cylinder versions of Ford, you will be disappointed. You won't get those same rasps, those snarls. They're just missing here. But it's not a bad-sounding engine as such. It is different. It's raw C, It's got this boomy note, which you can get used to. And when you really press on with the engine right here, it is quite involving. Sound levels go up when you press the sport button, and there are pops on the overrun for added effect. I'll say it again, it's a departure from the traditional Porsche sound, but you can get used to it. The power delivery may be different, the sound may be different, but where the 718 feels exactly like how a Boxster should is in the corner, this car is just absolutely sublime. It's crystal clear in the sense you give it an instruction, it will do exactly that. No exaggerated movement, it is just sharp. The steering is brilliant, handling is exceptional, grip is exceptional. This is a car you can just enjoy driving day in and day out. In fact, you will be yearning for the right roads for this car. Seriously, few sports cars on sale in India put the driver in the heart of the action like the Boxster can. It's a car that really feels like it pivots around the driver. And because you are such an integral part of the experience, the Boxster doesn't intimidate even at the silly speeds it can roll through corners. It all starts with the basics really. You're seated very comfortably. The steering, the pedals, the gear lever are all positioned just so well. So there's an instant sense of connection with the car. There's no discomfort whatsoever. Then when you actually push the car, there's that huge levels of grip, so you can push it without the fear of it really snapping at you. Importantly, the Boxster doesn't get unsettled by mid-corner bumps, and ride quality and ground clearance are very good for what is a stiff sports car. The Boxster is a razor-sharp precision tool you can use every day. Heck, even outside visibility is surprisingly good, making it easy to place the car. So, what else is new? Porsche has updated the cabin on the 718, but the changes are not very dramatic, and it doesn't give the same feeling of newness as you get in an Audi TT. The air-con vents are slightly different, the steering wheel is from the 918, and there's a nice-to-use touchscreen that's thankfully part of standard equipment. You will have to spend big for a better sound system or sportier seats, but that's just the sad reality of doing up your Porsche. The stock seats hold you well, but Porsche will have to rethink the spare wheel position though. The passenger seat is all but unusable with the spare in place. I'm not sure what you think of it, but I think the Boxster looks spectacular. Small, tight, and just right. The basic look is the same as the older Boxster, though Porsche says only the hood, windscreen, and fabric roof are common between the 981 and 718. However, the 5-xenon headlights with the 4-point LED DRLs up front and the Z-shaped LED lights with their own 4-point brake lights are the first things that catch your attention. The tail is rounder and visual width is enhanced by the dark strip that links the lights. The good thing is that we might just be seeing a lot more Boxsters on our roads. Thanks to the smaller engine, the 718 Boxster has qualified for tax breaks on imported cars with engines smaller than 3000 cc. As a result, prices are down by about 20 lakh rupees vis-a-vis the old car. Yes, at 85.5 lakh rupees ex-showroom Delhi, the 718 Boxster is still expensive in absolute terms, especially for a car that uses a 2.0 engine. But seeing it as such is missing the point. What the 718 Boxster is an exceptional sports car that just happens to be powered by a small engine. Think of it as such and you'll see the Boxster's brilliance in the right light.
Time for a break, but coming up ahead, what's new in the 2017 Audi A3?
The Audi A3 is your entry point into Audi's sedan lineup, and the good thing is it's never come across as a cut-price Audi. What this is a car that offers the full Audi experience just in a shrunken package. Well, it's got a facelift now and also a new petrol engine. Let's see it in a bit more detail. The updated A3 retains the smart, clean lines of the earlier car, but the few visual updates do help bring the styling up to speed and in line with what you see on the latest Audis. In fact, there's a lot of A4 in the A3's look, at least at the front. The grille is more angular than before, and its new headlights with its cuts add a certain sharpness to the look too. Bi-xenon lights are standard, though LEDs are available as an option. A3s with the LED package also get these snazzy tail lights. They are nicely detailed and also feature dynamic turn indicators that swipe in the direction of the turn. Cool, right? There are a few changes elsewhere on the body too. On the inside, the smart cabin benefits from a sportier 3-spoke steering wheel, but the overall look and feel is same as before. It is a proper Audi in terms of quality, and elements like the turbine-like aircon vents and knurled climate control knobs make it feel more special still. This update also sees the addition of wireless charging for compatible phones and a more receptive voice command interface. As before, the A3 gets a sunroof, dual-zone climate control, and Audi's MMI infotainment system that gets a retractable screen. Sadly, there's no Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, and Audi has also left out the brilliant virtual cockpit digital instruments on the India cars. But perhaps the bigger issue for buyers will be rear seat space, or rather the lack of it. There's simply no getting around the fact that this is a relatively small car, though that's something you can say about the Mercedes-Benz CLA too. The truth is, the seats to be on are the comfy ones up front, and the driver's one in particular. Time then to talk about the big change under the hood. Audi has sadly discontinued the old A3's 180 HP 1.8-litre turbo petrol engine. In its place comes a new 150 HP 1.4 turbo petrol unit. It's the same engine as on the new A4, but with the unique addition of cylinder-on-demand technology. In a nutshell, the tech allows the engine to shut down 2 of its 4 cylinders at light throttle loads to enhance efficiency. When more power is needed, all 4 cylinders fire. It sounds impressive, and it really is. The thing about the cylinder-on-demand technology is that you won't know it's there unless you're told it's there. Seriously, the transition from 2 cylinders to 4 cylinders and back to 2 is so smooth that there's just no telltale sign on what mode the engine is running on. So, full throttle, 4 cylinders, get off the throttle, get back to cruising speeds, and it's on 2. But there's no real change in sound or any difference in the way the engine responds. And the good thing is, when you do slow the throttle again, then you're back on the car. No sweat. Thanks to the smaller engine and its use of cylinder-on-demand tech, the official fuel economy figure is up to 19.2 kilometers per litre. The old A3 petrol figure for reference was 16.6 kpl. However, real-world fuel economy is solely down to how you drive and what you make of the performance on offer. We weren't quite sold on this engine when we experienced it first on the A4, but it works a whole lot better on the A3 and just suits this car's personality more. Sure, performance is notably down on the old 1.8-litre turbo petrol engine, and you just don't get that same mid-range explosion that you got on the old engine, but performance on the whole isn't bad. Whether you're in city limits or just gently cruising on the highway, you really won't have all that much to complain about. When you do drive hard, you will note that this is not the fastest revving of engines, but there is a fair amount of performance on offer here too. What does help extract the most out of the engine is the excellent 7-speed dual-clutch gearbox. It is quick and smooth in shifts and very responsive to manual inputs when you're in the mood to drive hard. Although there are no paddle shifters, the well-shaped gear lever is nice enough to use to keep it in the power band. In fact, there's a fair bit of fun to be had in manual mode. Still, you have to accept some compromises in refinement. The 1.4 turbo petrol engine is nice and quiet at idle, and even in average driving conditions, you won't hear much from the engine bay. It's just that when you rev the engine hard, it tends to sound a bit busy, and noise levels are certainly higher than what they were in the old 1.8 turbo petrol motor. The other engine on offer, and arguably the one of greater interest, is a 2-liter diesel which carries over unchanged from before. The engine makes 143 HP and uses a 6-speed dual-clutch gearbox to send power to the front wheels. The A3 diesel feels the same as before, which means you get a good strong tug from the engine low down in the power band, and you have good access to power till about 4,500 RPM. The power band is wide, and what's nice is that the engine is also fairly free revving. Refinement levels are also good by class standards, but I must say I've just experienced the all-new 2-liter diesel engine on the new A4, and in comparison to that, this engine has started to feel a bit noisy. On other fronts, the A3 doesn't feel different. Ride quality is nice and absorbent as before, and free from the thuds and thumps we've just come to expect from European cars. What's also good is that the A3 remains a fun car to pilot. It feels small and compact from behind the wheel, and though the steering is on the lighter side, it's precise. There's lots of grip on offer too. The updated A3 launches in April, and though Audi has not revealed pricing, we expect it to cost around 1 lakh rupees more than the outgoing car, with prices likely to range from 28 to 35 lakh rupees ex-showroom. While we are sad the bomb of an engine that was the old 180 horsepower turbo petrol is no longer on offer, the fact is only about 10% of A3 buyers bought it in the first place. The new petrol engine is down on excitement, but it is up on efficiency, and that could just mean the petrol A3 will find more takers this time around. On the whole, the A3 is as likable as ever. It's not the car to buy if you're primarily chauffeur-driven, but for self-drive buyers or for luxury car owners looking to add a second, third or even fourth car to their driveways, it makes for a great choice. Didn't someone say good things come in small packages?
After this break, the new Aprilia SR150 Race. Yes, it's got even more power now.
Say hello to the updated version of Aprilia's SR150 scooter, which Aprilia calls the SR150 Race. This version of the scooter gets MotoGP-inspired body graphics along with a few mechanical upgrades. But have these mechanical upgrades made it a better scooter? Let's find out.
Aesthetically, there is a lot that has changed, and the race edition of the SR150 looks lot sportier than the standard version. The glossy grey paint scheme inspired from the RSGT motorbike lends the RS150 Race a premium feel. Small touches like the front disc caliper finished in gold add to the sporty look of the scooter as well. And adding to the race theme are body graphics similar to Aprilia's MotoGP bike. The SR150 edition uses the same 154cc single-cylinder air-cooled motor as the stock SR150 siblings. So, there is no change in power output and even torque remains the same. The only mechanical upgrade as of now is a tweaked CVT gearbox. On the first ride, we did feel slight step up in power, but a proper road test will confirm just how much. The SR150 Race feels quick to respond to the slightest twist of throttle and moves forward with enthusiasm. It gets up to 60 or 80 kph without a flutter, even on the steep hills on the outskirts of Pune. However, the rear brakes lack strong bite, and that can be a bit of a bother, especially when it gets up to speed so easily. Thankfully though, the 220mm ventilated front discs do a good job of slowing the scooter down, and while braking, the contoured lever offers a firm grip. However, even this edition misses out on a brake lever lock, which would have been a handy addition. The SR150 always had our vote where handling was concerned. In fact, it was so good that we felt that the SR150 had the soul of a motorcycle in a scooter's body. Even the race edition is a hoot to ride hard. It darts into corners effortlessly and allows you to lean in much further compared to other scooters. The ride, on the other hand, is on the firm side and it feels a bit edgy on uneven surfaces. That said, it still manages to take the rough stuff fairly well. The dual-tone seat is well cushioned and has a good balance between soft and firm. The riding posture, although a bit upright, makes for a comfortable one. The legroom on offer is good for someone the same height as me. However, taller riders might find it slightly cramped for comfort. Aprilia plans to introduce add-on upgrades for the scooter in the future, which will include a race boom exhaust for a sporty exhaust note and improved performance. There are carburetor upgrades in the pipeline as well, which will have bigger jets. These upgrades are expected to come at an estimated premium of Rs 3,000 to Rs 5,000.
So the Aprilia SR150 Race Edition might not appeal to those looking for a practical scooter for their everyday commute. But on the other hand, there is no arguing that this is one of the most fun to ride scooters that is on sale in India today. And at Rs 70,000 ex-showroom Mumbai, it is good value for money as well. So if you're in the market looking for something great fun to ride and something that stands out from the rest, look no further.
Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/etnow and don't forget to click the like button. You can also follow us on Twitter at etnowlive. To stay updated with all our programming, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel by logging on to youtube.com/user/etnow.